Hey, what's going on, everyone? Original Hypnotoad here, welcoming you to our Week 1 DBL battle. As you guys can obviously tell, this is going to be post-commentary, which is probably how all my battles will be, just because it's easier for me to not have to do live comm, just because sometimes when I'm battling, there can be uh, distractions, like I have a dog. Um, I don't want, like, if I need to take care of my dog, I'm not gonna, like, have to try to worry about like keeping the video going or whatever. But for now, be post comms. Maybe eventually I'll do a couple live comms for you guys. But that's the first thing I want to address before we get the battle going. Second thing is, if you guys watch my team builder, you obviously know, well, you obviously notice that this team looks a lot different. It's because that team I built on the team builder was built about 5 or 6 days ago. And the day of the battle that I had with Super LP Bro, I actually was like, okay, you know what? I need to kind of test this team out a little bit more. I need some more opinions on the team, so I asked a couple of friends who are in another league than I'm in, the NBA, if they could look at my matchup against his team and tell me, like, is my team I have currently, is it good enough? You think, it'd be fine? And while it could have been fine, they did tell me, I needed some different kind of things, so I basically scrapped that entire team. There are some things that are kind of similar. Uh, the Embor, instead of running Expert Belt, he's running a Choice Scarf, and instead of being mixed, he's actually just, or he is mixed. Uh, he's running Flamethrower, uh, Iron Tail, um, Flamethrower, Iron Tail, Grass Knot, and Will-O-Wisp, I believe. I brought a specially defensive, max specially defensive Registeel. I brought a max physically defensive Vaporeon with Baton Pass instead. I brought Fake Out, Agility, Fire Punch, Baton Pass, Focus Sash, and Ambipom. I brought Defog, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Psyshock, Latios, and I brought Max Attack, Max Speed. I think I brought Adamant. I don't know if I brought Adamant or Jolly Mega Heracross with Close Combat, Rock Blast, uh, Bullet Seed, and Close Combat. I think I said Close Combat already. Close Combat, Bullet Seed, Pin Missile, and Rock Blast. So that's the team. So I'm going to be when I'm playing this, I'm going to be kind of like pausing it here and there. But looking at what he brought a Mega Scizor, he brought Nidoqueen, Magneton, Magneton. I should know that because I'm the Detroit Magnetons. Uh, Mega, which I was kind of surprised that he brought. Latios, which I was not surprised at all, and then Rhydon, which I was kind of about. So looking at his team, he has two potential rock setters in both Nidoqueen and Rhydon, and I knew I had to keep rocks off the field because if I wanted my agility baton pass into Mega Heracross to come through, I knew I needed to keep rocks off. So seeing what his two potential rock setters were, I decided I was going to lead with Vaporeon. Only things I would not really match up with well would be the Magneton if you decide to leave that, and I guess Neon Mega because I'm running max physical defense and not max special defense. But so I decided to lead off with my Vaporeon, my Watermelon, and I'll go ahead and oh, I probably should click play on the actual game and not my OBS. I'm gonna go ahead and he leads here with Mega Scizor. Uh, sorry I keep pausing it, but this is just kind of what I'm going to do. Uh, basically, I'm figuring out. Well, I figured, okay, he's gonna either do three things. He's either gonna U-turn, set up, or just not switch. Not actually, yeah, two things. Either set up or U-turn. That's the two things. He's not gonna go for BP. Superpower, he's not gonna go for. So I just stay in here and I throw off a Scald, which you'll see that he actually stays in. Goes for the Swords Dance, tries to set up. I go for the Scald, and I actually get the burn, which obviously that's a big crucial burn because that's really going to be a hamper on his Mega. Uh, it doesn't necessarily put his Mega out of use. It just makes it a lot less of a threat. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and I guess continue on. He goes for Roost here. I go ahead and I baton pass. Let me pause real fast. Reason why I baton passed. I know I'm gonna keep pausing it a lot, but baton pass because I figured, okay, he's at +2, but he's burned, so he's kind of at neutral attack. So he could hit me with something like a superpower or a U-turn, and then I could just baton pass out, get momentum. Or if he decides like to roost, um, then I know I can just baton pass out into my papaya, my Embor here, um, which is scarfed. I figured he's gonna switch, so I make the switch out into coconut. He goes out to Rhydon, which is gonna force me back into watermelon. Vaporeon. I eat that very well. I'm just going to throw off another Scald. Latios comes in here, gets some decent chip damage. I believe I go for the Protect. No, I just go for the Hard Switch. Yeah, oh yeah, I go for Hard Switch to Coconut because Coconut can take anything. Takes 25% from that Draco. He switches out, obviously, because he needs to, because he's at -2. I just set up Stuff Rocks because I know he's going to switch out. Okay, and here, basically, this is just going to happen again. He's going to keep flamethrowing me. He doesn't have Earth Power, apparently. Well, I just keep going for Seismitos. Figure I'll just whittle away this Nidoqueen because this Nidoqueen is one of the biggest checks to my Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross cannot touch Nidoqueen at all with this with the set I'm running. Uh, Basically, I'm just gonna keep going down. I know I can live one more, so I figure okay, I'm gonna go for one more. But he actually goes for Rest, revealing that he has Rest. He has Flamethrower. He probably has Sleep Talk at this point, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch out into Vaporeon. He does go for the Sleep Talk. He gets Rest, unfortunately. This is gonna force him out, and I believe he goes straight to he goes to the Magneton. I just throw off a Scald here. This does 56%, which is crazy. Uh, I figured by seeing that damage, I know he's not Eviolite because I have no special attack investment. Goes for the Volt Switch. I just switch out into Coconut. Basically just sacking this thing off. He goes out into Latios here, and he goes for the T-Bolt because he doesn't want to drop his special attack. Now, I gotta pause right here. Well, I guess you'll see. So, I figured the way he kind of played his Latios, I figured that it was going to be Scarfed, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna call that bluff right freaking now. I mean, I guess technically he could have been something else. He could be like Expert Belt or whatever, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna call that you're scarfed. You're gonna be locked in the Thunderbolt right now. So I'm gonna switch out into my Mega Latias. Switch out into Latias, Dragon Fruit, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set up a Calm Mind. As you'll see, he switches out into his Mega Scissor. Um, at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna throw off a Shadow Ball, see what this does. He just goes ahead and roost. I don't really want to take any chip damage from a U-turn, so I'm just gonna switch out into my Embor. He goes for the Swords Dance here. I go for Grass Knot, predicting him to switch out into Rhydon. He just stays in, goes for Roost. Kind of annoying. I make the switch out in the Watermelon. He makes the switch out into Rhydon. So had I stayed in, gone for a Grass Knot, that would have been a dead Rhydon for sure. But I do just go for the Scald, which is going to give me nice chip damage on the Latios. So basically just chipping away at this Latios. He goes for Draco Meteor. I can live one, so I just stay in. Uh, I go for Wish here, and let me pause right here. Now, at that moment when I had Wish and he was at -2 for Latios, uh, the Draco did 71% when he was at neutral. I figured at -2 he has a chance to take out my Vaporeon, and it's too risky. I was 95% sure that he was going to switch. And I was so close to just clicking Scald. If I had clicked Scald, this Magneton would have gone down right here. But Vaporeon was just too necessary for being a reliable check to both the Rhydon, the Mega Scizor, and the Nidoqueen. So I'm like, I just can't risk it. So I gotta click Protect, and he makes the switch out of the Magneton, and Protect's gonna do nothing. And I just get back up to nearly full HP. I believe I go for the Protect. No, I just go for the Hard Switch. Out in the Dragon Fruit, he goes for the Volt Switch, which is nice because it gets him momentum. He goes out here into Scizor, and I just make the hard read back out into Embor here. He goes for the superpower. I know he's going to switch here. And I go for the Iron Tail. I don't know necessarily why I went for the Iron Tail. I think just because Iron Tail. Oh, hold on. Let me pause it. So I went for Iron Tail as opposed to like Grass Knot or Flamethrower because I knew he was going to stay in. I figured he would not switch out into Magneton because, Flamethrower is just such an easy play. But I guess he predicted me to think that. So uh, I figured Iron Tail would hit mostly everything neutrally, if not super effectively. It hit the Rhydon for super effective damage. Wouldn't do much to Rhydon. Uh, as opposed to going for Grass Knot, which literally does nothing except to the Rhydon. I guess it does a little bit decent damage to Nidoqueen because it's neutral hit. So I just go for the Iron Tail. Uh, just basically just try and get chip damage on something. I get the defense drop, as you'll see here. He goes for the T-Bolt, which takes me down to 6%. I go for another Iron Tail, miss it. So I'm like, well, okay, well, I gotta switch out. I figured since he's not Eviolite, I know he's either Scarf or Specs. Actually, hold on, let me pause it. I know he's Scarfed because he outsped my Scarfed Embor, so I knew he was Scarfed at that point, so I could just switch out into Dragon Fruit here. He goes out into Rhydon. I just take this opportunity to go ahead and set up Calm Mind. I just shoot off a Shadow Ball here just to see what kind of damage I'm doing. Goes for Stone Edge. He unfortunately misses it. Uh, I know I can live one if he's not running Banded. So I just set up another Calm Mind. And then the Shadow Ball is going to take him out. And now here comes the big play. I'm pausing it right now. Okay, so he is out here with his Latios, which up to this point, I was for sure it was Scarfed. Because the way he's been playing it, he's been switching out. He didn't switch up moves when I switched into his T-Bolt on my Latios. So I didn't know. I was just very, very sure he was Scarfed. My mentality with my play was, alright, he has to be Scarfed, so I'm going to sack my Latios, which is going to put him at -2 because he has to go for the Draco Meteor, because if he goes for anything else, it won't kill me. He'll be at -2, and I'll get a 3 switch into Ambipom, in which case then I can go ahead, set up the Agility, and then Baton Pass into Heracross, and then proceed to try to take down his team. Like I said, the only thing I couldn't really necessarily one-shot would be the Nidoqueen, but the Nidoqueen was asleep, so I would have one turn at least of 3 damage. Granted, he could get the Sleep Talk Flamethrower, but none of this actually really matters because I'm going to go ahead and you'll see he's not Scarfed. He was actually Specs, and I won the speed tie, which, let me pause this again, which is really, really crucial because, like I said, I switched teams with my last, with my, with the team that I had in my team builder video. I was not running max speed Latias. I was running enough speed to outspeed max speed Infernape. So had I ran with my original team, I would not have outsped that Latios, which you'll see here why that's so crucial. He goes on Dion Mega. He goes for Endure, which is pretty crazy. I didn't know it got Endure. I just go for the Shy Shock. I don't have Hidden Power Fire. He goes for the Bug Buzz, which takes me down to about 20%. Cool thing about his set, let me pause it real fast. Cool thing about his set, why it was Endure and why it was Speed Boost. It was a weakness policy Endure Speed Boost set. So basically, it was going to just keep. If I hit him with like an HP Far, which I didn't have on my Latios, he would have been +2/+2, or is it +3? I don't remember if it's +3 or +3 or +2/+2. But anyways, he would have been special attack would have been boosted, and then he'd keep boosting up speed, which would have been pretty scary actually at this point. I mean, I had Fake Out, I guess, on the Impalm, but I guess he could predict that and click Endure. So had I actually given him the +2 from the weakness policy, it would have been a lot bigger issue. But luckily for me, I didn't have anything to hit him with super effectively, anyways. He goes out to Magneton here, hits the Flash Cannon, takes me down to 3%. I get another kill, so Dragon Fruit's got 3 kills for us, which is really awesome. Goes out into Scizor here. I could preserve Latias, but she's done enough for us, so I just let her go down to BP. I go out into Bananas, my Impalm, fake out the Scizor, get him down to 6%, and I just click Fire Punch, uh, get Bananas a kill. And out comes Nidoqueen, which I know he's asleep, so I'm going to go ahead and use this turn time to set up agility and baton pass. He goes for a flamethrower, gets the crit. Uh, I just baton pass. I baton pass out into Vaporeon because I could baton pass out into my Mega Heracross, but I don't really want to risk it. And I know I can just outpace and out heal this Nidoqueen. And you'll see here that two more Scalds is going to give us the game. So we do win week 1, 4-0. Good game to Super LP Bro. What was I gonna say? It's just crazy for me to think that the main reason why I won this game was because I built a team. I think an hour before this match happened. Because like I was talking, like I said earlier, I was talking to some of my friends in another league about my matchup, and they gave me some ideas, but I didn't really like put anything together until like an hour before like literally an hour before the match. So pretty crazy in that sense, but it's what it is. GG again to Super LP Bro. But your Detroit Magnetons are 1-0 so far in the DBL. We are at 4-0 differential, which as of this recording puts us tied for first place in the entire league. There's one other team who won 4-0 this week. So yeah, and I keep getting messages on my. Yeah, that's lovely. I keep getting messages, so I'm gonna go ahead and end my. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna go ahead and end my video. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit the like button, and I'll see you all for the next week of the Delta Battle League. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.